Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. In the past couple of days, a lot of people have tried to predict the lineup for Paris Saint-Germain in the upcoming season with the departure of Kylian Mbappé. And I'm here using facts and my opinion to build the lineup for next season. First of all, we need to look at departures and how much money Paris Saint-Germain will have for the summer transfer window. Obviously, these are the departing players. This is an estimation of how much money we will get from the departing players. Plus, this report from Gazzetta dello Sport. Paris Saint-Germain will have around 300 million euros minimum to be used in the summer transfer window. We'll have around 400 million at least minimum to be using in the summer transfer window. And here are the positions in the starting 11 we're trying to fix. Number 6, number 8, and striker with the departure of Kylian Mbappé. Obviously, Xavi Simons will be the first signing that will come to Paris Saint-Germain in the summer, coming back from his loan stint at RB Leipzig. First player to look at is Leny Yoro from Lille. Obviously, he is 18 years of age, contract ending in 2025, and he does not want to extend at Lille, so he will be joining Paris Saint-Germain very easily in the summer. Another name that's been reported to Paris Saint-Germain for a couple of seasons now is Gonçalo Inácio from Sporting Lisbon. He has a long contract with the Portuguese club, but there is a release clause in that thing, and Campos has a great relationship with Inácio. Next up is Ibrahima Konate, a Parisian, and him and his agent always decried Paris Saint-Germain at any moment they can. He will be a Paris Saint-Germain target, maybe not this summer, but definitely in the future. And the last defender to look at is Ferdi Kardioglou from Fenerbahce, with Nordi Mukiele looking to leave Paris Saint-Germain in the summer. He will be the right back that will take his spot. Jumping into the midfielders, and we have Bruno Guimaraes as the first one to talk about. Great player. Paris Saint-Germain obviously tried a lot to bring in January, and with them having a release clause, being able to pay it in 4 different installments, he will be on the lookout to join PSG. Frenkie de Jong, after his failed move in 2019 to Paris Saint-Germain, joined Barcelona and has been a disaster at the club, only winning 1 La Liga title, 1 Copa del Rey, and 1 Super Copa. It's been a total failure for Frenkie de Jong, and he would do absolutely everything in his power to upgrade and join Paris Saint-Germain. The only obstacle, Barca owe him 20 million in unpaid wages. Joshua Kimmich's contract ends next summer, and he has the absolute worst relationship with current Bayern manager Thomas Tuchel, and he dislikes the borderline. He will definitely be leaving Bayern München, and Paris Saint-Germain are his second to preferred destination. Bernardo Silva is a player Paris Saint-Germain have been linked with for a very long time, and maybe this is the summer where it finally happens with him having a 55 million release clause inserted into his contract. Another player Paris Saint-Germain have been interested in for a very long while is Rafael Leao, obviously formerly at Lille. Campos brought him there, and Campos is looking to bring him yet again to Paris Saint-Germain, but with the emergence of Bradley Barcola, this signing may not happen. Paris Saint-Germain tried their absolute best for Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen. They failed, and they got Gonçalo and Colomani, and they have not been quality enough for Paris Saint-Germain, starting at least. So Victor Osimhen will be the main target for Paris Saint-Germain this summer transfer window. Kvaratskhelia, Nasser loves him, PSG loves him, he loves Paris. It may happen, but once again, with the emergence of Bradley Barcola, Paris Saint-Germain absolutely does not want to interrupt his progress in his footballing career. PSG have shown interest in Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan. Inter are doing absolute everything they can to extend the Argentine, but Paris Saint-Germain are on the lookout. And the last player, I haven't seen any reports, but I know that Theo Hernandez has recently been decried trying to play with his brother, whether that be in any other club. But obviously, with Lucas Hernandez playing at Paris Saint-Germain, Theo Hernandez to Paris Saint-Germain could be an option, especially with the injuries to Nuno Mendes. And here are the starting 5 players I've chosen to Paris Saint-Germain, and here are the reports. Leny Yoro is very close to PSG. He should be one of the first signings of the summer with Paris, several steps ahead of Madrid. Victor Osimhen is PSG's priority in attack this summer. The Nigerian is not against the return to Ligue 1. PSG have Frenkie de Jong in their sights and are reportedly ready to offer Barca 60 million for the Dutch midfielder. PSG is still targeting Bernardo Silva this summer. The Portuguese agreed to join Paris last summer before being blocked by Manchester City. PSG want to keep Xavi Simons. He's part of the club's plan for the future. However, Paris will have to pay PSV bonuses for bringing him back this summer. The Parisian club will be released from its clauses with the Dutch club in January 2025. And here are my 5 big signings. It's Victor Osimhen, Lenny Yoro, Xavi Simons, Bernardo Silva, and Frankie de Jong for an estimated price of around 310 million euros. Obviously, Osimhen has a 120 million release clause. Lenny Yoro has only 1 year left on his contract, so isn't that much money Lille can be asking for him. Xavi Simons obviously will be returning on a free. Bernardo Silva has a 55 million release clause, and with Frankie de Jong only having 2 years left on his contract, 75 million should be enough for Barca to accept the bid. And here are my other 3 signings that will be signing to Paris Saint-Germain. I would get Gonçalo Inacio, Bakayoko, and Cardioglo. Obviously, Cardioglo to replace Mukiele should be leaving. Bakayoko because I feel we need a backup wing at Paris Saint-Germain. And Inacio, it's a great opportunity, and we got the money. And here are 6 different lineups Paris Saint-Germain could be lining up next season. But here's my absolute preferred lineup. You get Xavi Simons and de Jong into that midfield, and you get Osimhen up top. You keep pretty much the entire starting 11 and add 3 key players. Obviously, de Jong will help a lot with the ball progression that has been a weakness pretty much at Paris Saint-Germain in the central creation. Xavi Simons, he's a Swiss army knife. He can do absolutely everything in that midfield, from ball carrying to playmaking, something that Vitinha lacks a lot. And up top, obviously, no one better to replace Kylian Mbappe than Victor Osimhen. His only weakness is that he has a bit of injury prone, but apart from that, he should be scoring goals for fun at Paris Saint-Germain. The good thing about this lineup is that he can also line up in the different lineups Lucha has been using this season. Obviously, he's used the 4-3-3. He can also be the 4-4-2, and obviously even a 3 at the back that we turn to use in the middle of games this season. And what an absolute lineup. You're probably seeing one player missing from the starting lineup from the sign, and that's Bernardo Silva. But once again, that's because of his insane versatility. He can play left center mid, CDM, right center mid, and even right winger. He's an absolute masterpiece that Paris Saint-Germain should do their absolute best to sign. With his leadership, he can help both on and off the pitch. And here's the backup 11 for Paris Saint-Germain. Arnau Tenas in goal, Cardioglo, Lucas Beraldo, Inacio, Marquinhos or Danilo in the defense, Fabian Ugarte, Kangeli in the midfield, and Bakayoko, Colomwani, and Vitinha in the attack. Great bench for Paris Saint-Germain. This is a bench that could be competing for the league and title by itself. So here are the missing players from the starting lineup and the backup lineup. Milan Skriniar, Gabriel Moscardo, Seni Mayulu, Prestel Kimpember, Cherendor, Asensio, and Ethan Mbappe. I see Moscardo and Mayulu having a future at this club, whilst all the other players should be let go of. Ethan Mbappe, obviously, with his PR and everything, maybe has a future at this club, but the rest should all be sold or at least loaned out. And the last question mark will be Marquinhos or Danilo. One of them will have to be sold in the summer, and obviously Paris Saint-Germain have been trying to extend Danilo, but recently stopped the negotiations to prioritize more important files, whilst Marquinhos, PSG opened the door for Etihad last summer to negotiate with the Brazilian. It will be very interesting out of the two who leaves PSG this summer. Well, that has been it for Paris Saint-Germain's lineup for next season. Let me know in the comments down below which one of the numbers you like the most when it comes to the lineups, and what players should you sign to Paris Saint-Germain with a budget of around 410 million euros. That's been it from your boy PSG, and as usual, allez, allez, allez Paris.